Hello everyone, I am Tacit and welcome to the Gems of War Campaign 15, Week 2, Day 2. So today, we're going to be in a little bit of everything. Obviously, main thing that we have going on... Oh, pet rescue. Is it a new one? I don't remember this one. I know we already have Max. But anyways, main thing that we're going to be doing today, obviously we got to get the faction event done, which feels kind of weird because if I'm not mistaken, I actually haven't bothered doing the faction event in weeks. Obviously, we did last weekend's faction event. But I mean that in the sense that 2 weeks ago was the patch, so I didn't do it then. 1 week ago was away, so I didn't bother doing it then. So this is the first time in like half a month I have bothered to do the actual faction event. So yeah, we'll get it done today. It's for Amanthrax, or Amanthrax, however you say that. Of course, the place most noteworthy with Truffle in it. And we'll go through there, get our little bit of orbs. Unfortunately, no shiny keys in here like some of the other mode. Speaking of which, I believe we technically have our first ever shiny key right now. If I go check my invasion, which is another thing we need to go make some progress on. But if I check our invasion right here, look at this. We got ourselves one shiny key. And there it is. Are we going to be opening it? No. But there it is. I think I'm hoarding every shiny key I get. Like forever. Not forever, but for quite a long time. We're just going to keep letting them stack. The main reason for this is due to how shiny dust works. Basically, I believe it's like a 20 to 1 convert on if you have excess of them. So it is actually best to wait until we have like 100 shiny cards in the game before we start using any, if not more. Currently, I think there are 32? Oh, wait. Hold up. There's one reason why you might want to do it this week, though. Oh, wait, hold up. Maybe I do actually open them this week. But then after this week, we stop using them. The feature troop this week is the good guy. The guy we actually need to get maxed. So this week is actually one exception where we actually will use them. So I will go use them probably this Friday or something. Once we have all of them. But yeah, this week I will. Because there's always a feature troop every single week. I'm not sure if this is just going to be whatever the new troop is every single time or exactly how this is going to work. However, this week it is for the, what's his name? The, gosh, the good gold farming guy. I can't remember his name. But because he's so viable, I actually do want to open them this week in hopes that we get like an extra token or two. But then again, I don't know. Would that really matter? I guess it still would, but still wouldn't. I don't know. I guess we will. We will open our keys this week. Plus, we'll probably cover like a little mini video on it, just kind of explaining it very briefly. Save it for that, maybe like this Friday or whenever we finally have them all. Hopefully this Thursday. We're getting there. But once we have them all, I guess we'll cover a little brief video just kind of going over why you might want to save them, though of course you could just spend them immediately. But the main reasoning behind it is mostly because of how the dust system works, at least currently. Of course, this could change, but it's very unlikely to. The disenchant system literally has not been changed since day one the game released. So I highly doubt they're going to change the dust system for shiny keys. But basically, once you have finally maxed out a troop, you do get to still use them. But the conversion rate is like something like 20 to 1 or something. Whatever it was before. We did the math on it earlier. But it's a really bad conversion rate. And by 20 to 1, I mean like 20 of them for like one single token. Like 20 of these keys, essentially. Or maybe not these keys, because you can get more than one on a given drop. But basically, you want to wait till there's a lot in the game so that you spread it out more evenly, rather than maxing everything out that's available right now, and then being stuck with a bunch of dust that you eventually don't need. But the main reason you'd want to open them this week, or on any given week that you might want to finally dump them, is if the feature troop is good. This week, the feature troop is really, really good. So on any given week where that is the case, you might want to finally dump them down, which is the other reason for saving them. You actually used to do this kind of back into the... Oh, you kind of still do it now. Whenever a new mythic comes out, you kind of hoard a bunch of gem keys for whenever, you know, a good mythic comes around, especially if you're a little bit more limited on them. And you'll skip bad mythics like this Friday, but you'll save them for good mythics like, I have no clue when the next one is, but whenever it comes around. This kind of could be the same system with these keys, where if you do want to dump them, basically you want to hoard a bunch of them, and then dump them when there's a really good troop available as the feature troop, like this week. So this week is fine to go use them. But next week, it might be a completely useless troop, and then you want to hoard them. And you might get several useless weeks in a row, especially if it's based on whatever the glory troop is, or sometimes the raid invasion one could be bad too. He's one of the rare outliers where he's actually really, really good. So, but yeah, for the most part, I do feel like you're going to hoard them, and very rarely use them, only when there's a really good option. And overall, still wanting to save them for as long as possible, so you don't keep getting too much of a concentration of the ones that already exist within the game. Anyways. So, where on earth should we start? We do have Underspire too. We actually did a flawless 50 yesterday. We are actually the exact number of rooms to have no duplicates right now, or whatever you call it, like failed rooms. We've taken an exact path that has not gone down a single incorrect path currently. I'm pretty sure this will not last much longer, but hey, let's see. Let's go add ourselves a little bit of torches. So I'm currently doing the 50 method this week, and I guess we're doing this first since we're already here. But yeah, I guess we'll do Underspire first. So, I've still been enjoying Underspire. Underspire's still been my favorite game mode by far. But, yeah, we're currently doing the 50 method this week, where you spend 50 gems per week and then spend a bunch near the end. Also, we have Clown Week, month, day, soon. Clown something. I wonder if we're going to get some Clown codes. We got Shark Week codes. I need you to get full mana. Though I can't cascade that for full mana, so let's take that one. Also, hello everyone, by the way. I didn't say all the hellos. Hope you guys have been having a wonderful week so far. Hello, Daddy Shark. Hello, Lester. Hello, Lady Alfred. Hello, Henry. Hello, Lester. Hello, Supernova. Hello, Austin. Hello, Tyrion. Hello, Daddy Shark. Hello, yeah. Hello, Imperial. Hello, Sushi Ninja. Hello, Jason. Hello, everyone else. Welcome, welcome. Let's see. What do we need here? But yeah, we've been getting slightly better at the pathing. It's been improving so far every single week. Obviously, some of it's still ultimately luck-based, as far as pathing is concerned. But there is a decent amount of strategy to kind of poke down on that luck. Went over a decent chunk of it during the video earlier. And we're still learning more. We covered a guide thingy on it last night. Or I should say Monday night. Well, Sunday night, Monday morning. Okay. So... door is probably right. Boss room is probably up. So let's try to find a door first, if we can. So let me go right first. Even though the actual area that we need to go first is up, I want to find a door first so we can find where our main path is. There is a chance the main path goes up, but it's most likely going to the right there. As it needs to go to an area that has plenty of room for the rest of the rooms. And that area definitely has plenty of area left, so hopefully it's over there. So what am I doing? I had enough that entire battle to just cast Truffle. I'm taking like 3 extra turns. But yeah, the door should be over here most likely. Though not guaranteed. Let's see. We'll take the brown. Don't need any of that. Grab the other green. Come on, get mana. Super later on, it might be a bit of a liability having him in first slot. It's one of the reasons why you normally run Iron Gut in first slot. But I think it's going to be fine. It's also a bit of a meat shield in a sense, and also for these earlier fights, it's actually more important that he gets mana because he just wipes everything in a single cast. Alright, where's our door? We still don't know if this is main path yet. Which is why I want to try to find a door first. Which, on our very first ever delving, or underspiring, we actually found a door first every single time. Which was really weird. I'm not sure how we managed to do that. But that actually is very useful to do first before you try finding your boss room. As it makes finding the boss room just slightly easier. Okay, I'm not liking how many paths this is branching into. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's probably gonna dip up. It's probably up and not right. It could still be right, though. The fact that it's a double branching path is not ideal, though. We're gonna finally waste a torch. I wonder if anyone ever will get a absolutely flawless run. I'm pretty sure no one has yet. And by a flawless run, I mean absolute bare minimum torches. Because that'd be ridiculously lucky to do. We did it for the first section, but that's only one section. We have to do it for 6 sections. Likely 6.5, depending on how you look at it. Alright, where do we think branching door would be? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Well, we know within one battle of either of these where it will be. I want to say it's going to be right, but it could also very easily just be up and then branch around that way. Because these areas probably go over there, and then it's going to branch downwards. So I'm actually... I'm not sure. I'm almost guaranteed it's right, but I'm actually going to go on up here. I'm feeling an up. Oh, hello, Chad. Welcome, welcome. Trying to find the most optimal mana. You know, I might just grab that, deny a skull, take a little poke, and should be good to go. If we could ever stop taking turns. There we go. And that's match. Oh, that's almost match. Now that's match. Oh, hello, Isabel. Welcome, welcome. No, we failed. Okay, it is right. Wait. Did we 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Yeah, we failed. It's this way. Oh, it could still be down as well. We're gonna have some wasted rooms for sure. Definitely gonna have some wasted rooms here. The only way we don't is if the door is over here and the boss room is over to the right. That's the only way we don't have a wasted room here. Which is still possible. Find out in a moment. I highly doubt it would be over to that left down area. Should be right here. There it is. Okay. So we possibly didn't waste it yet. If the boss room is over here, then we didn't waste it. So it can be 6 off from anything on this path right here. So this like straight line that we have from this door to that door, 6 away from this room, or this room can be the boss. So we're going to try top right since we already scouted one into it. So we already have one basic free torch towards it. So let's go over here and just hope it's randomly over here. If I had to guess, it's going to be all the way in top right corner. Is this like the furthest possible way they could have put it? So it seems like it might be over there. We'll find out in a second. Alright. Let's see. Take that one over, take that one over. You have a place for Ferris Raw with Slug Hoarder in your City of Thieves team with the gold cap. Nice. Yeah, a lot of free gold. A lot of free gold to be had. But yeah, I put in the title. I will be testing some gold farming teams today. I do need to off-stream, or who knows, maybe we'll just do a longer stream one these days. Testing a bunch of the rates, and I do want to go at least like in half an hour, if not an hour, with some of them. Just to kind of see what their gold rate is. Not sure if I'll be doing that off-stream or on-stream. I might just stream it someday. I would have to do it before the Volt weekend, though, is the only problem. And we're going to be streaming that other game tomorrow, so maybe I'll try streaming on Thursday. A midday Gems of War stream for once. But, who knows? Maybe we just do it during the weekend. The only problem with doing it on the weekend, the upside of testing the gold rate on the weekend is, you know, if we're already going to be playing, we're going to be gaining extra loot. But the big downside is we're going to be gaining more gold from the gnomes, which will drastically skew our gold rate. So basically I have to pay attention to every single time that gnomes drop gold. And it's going to be so common that it's going to get way too far in the way. Like when we're doing it normally, like when it's not a Vault event, we could just simply just add that onto it. Because it's not going to be that big of a difference. We're going to get like maybe like, what, 10,000 gold or something from the gnomes across an hour. But if we do it during a Vault event, it's definitely going to skew our gold rate to be higher than it actually is. Okay, so where do we think boss room would be? If I was boss room, I would be over here or over here. Oh, where on earth did I just go? Okay, there we go. I just saw a dark abyss. Oh no, which way do I want to go? I'm leaning towards up. I know it's top right, but I'm leaning towards an up. I'm pretty confident it will be one of these two paths, though. Well, let's go check up first, and then we'll go check right. And if it's somehow not either, then, well, we got a lot of pathing to go do the other direction. Alright, I'll take a blue. Get the truffle rolling. Get her a little bit of mana there. So far, we've only spent 100 gems towards the event. And by the end of these battles, we should be pretty close to second boss room completion. We might even get it if it's on this path right here. Ooh, I'm not confident with it now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I would have to do 2 more rooms. Let's just go do it. When are we going to be live on Twitch? We haven't streamed on Twitch in about 6, 7 years? Some very long amount of time. I don't know if we would ever start streaming on it. I believe they have gone a little bit more lax on how you can stream between YouTube and Twitch. They actually do... I don't think they allow you to stream at both simultaneously still. while still being monetized on the other website. However, they do allow you to switch between the two now. So I can be partnered with Twitch and still stream to YouTube, but I can't stream to YouTube and Twitch simultaneously while being monetized on both. Oh no, this isn't going to be the room. Should we still go for it? I'm not sure if this means guarantee that it can't be it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That can still technically be boss room. I'm not sure if it can be oriented in that way. But I guess we're about to find out. You know what? I might even throw an extra 100 gems today. That would bring us up to 200 total. Because that will allow us to go check the other path today. And I kind of want to go check the other path. We're going to need to throw some extra gems down at some point. So I might as well throw it down now when it's not the Vault event. Because one thing I didn't fully think of earlier when I didn't spend more yesterday was... we have Vault event this weekend. So we probably do want to get most of our battles for Underspire in now, as I don't believe gnomes appear in Underspire. So any time spent doing Underspire on the weekend is time not doing gnomes. It is! Wow! No way! We are getting either exceedingly lucky or we're getting some better knowledge here. We are on a perfect run. We have 0 wasted rooms. Because remember when we went over here and it seemed like it might be wasted? Well, it still went all the way over here. But yeah, we are in 0 wasted rooms right now. We're 2 sections, not a single incorrect room has been chosen. Because this was the minimum path to get to there. This was the minimum path to get to there. Then this was the minimum path to get to there. And I still haven't taken the other battle yet. And this is the minimum path to get to there. Flawless! I highly doubt we'll be able to get the whole place. But yeah, this is our double section flawless so far. That's nice. Well, I guess we're not spending more today. Honestly, I think I still should spend a little bit more today. For the same reason that I mentioned earlier. Because, even though it would be fun to do a flawless every single time exactly, I do need to spend a little bit more today because I do need to try doing some more battles before Vault weekend. Because I didn't fully put that into consideration yesterday, since gnomes do not appear in this game mode. I am pretty sure. And by pretty sure, I mean they definitely don't. So we should probably do a little bit more of the battles now before it hits the weekend. We're still going to do some this weekend, but I want a good bulk of it to be done. So those extras that we would normally save for the end of the week, we should probably do now. So let's go throw down an extra 100. And there's our Imperial and Epic Vault Key. And our flawless run so far. Let's keep it up. We're eventually going to break the path, but so far, 26 rooms. Let's go get a screenshot of this. Because we're never going to have this again. Oh no, who knows? Maybe we will. But yeah, that's double perfect. 13 per section. Because that's how much each section takes. Because it requires 7 to get to the room, and 6 to get to the boss room. Meaning that every section, if done exactly perfect, is 13 battles. Which we can see right there. There we go. Anyways, let's go buy some more torches. Let's go get an extra set of 5. It's not going to get us too far, but we'll get us in a little bit. We'll get us through the door. But yeah, I'm pretty sure no one has or ever will get an absolute perfect, though. Like, all 6 sections, or 6.5, depending on how you want to look at it. It is possible, though very unlikely, but we're double section perfect right now. Hopefully we can get a 3rd. It is partially luck-based, though, but you can kind of slightly determine where it is. It's just you can easily go down the wrong way when trying to guess the 6th length from path. Alright, so this is going to be interesting. It's probably not going to branch too far up. Obviously, it needs to go down and left to some degree. Let's see what our first branching path is, and then we'll make a determination on where on earth we need to go. Because honestly, it could be any direction at this point. However, it is likely not to go too far to the right. Because we will eventually hit the wall, and it still needs to path 4 more sections. Well, technically 3 more sections. So we know the main path is likely to go down or left and not right. Whereas the boss room could be to the right, and is probably more likely to be to the right. But the actual room to progress is likely down or left. So it gives me a down right option next. I would go down. If it gave me a left down option, that's a little bit more confusing as to which path we would take. But if it gives us right and down, we're definitely going down. That one's going to be super easy if it gives us that choice. Alright, well, down. Well, I don't have much of a choice yet. Let's keep going down. But yeah, down right, on a down right, we'll go down. If it gives us a left right, I mean a left down, I'm not sure which we'll go. If it gives us a left right, we definitely go left. And if we somehow get a triple intersection, yeah, I have no clue. Not the slightest at that point. We definitely want to prioritize going right the least, based on what pathing we get. Also, I might take the down, actually. And the main reason for down is I'm not sure how far the other path would have branched into that little area there. And it could have branched close enough that the left doesn't go anywhere. So why don't you go down first, regardless of what pathing we get. I think will be the way we go. Unless it just gives me a straight down path again, in which case I guess we have to go down. Oh, let's see, what does it give us? Okay, so we want to go left here. So this was the left-right decision. Ah, but there's so much room over there, though. Well, I'm pretty sure it's just the boss room. Because how far would this one have gone? 1, 2... Okay, it would have gone like a little bit over there. Oh, no, there's a lot of space over there where it could put stuff. Ah, that's still a hard decision. Oh, no, let's see what the path looks like after we take a room, and then we'll figure it out. Because there's definitely something to the right. It's probably not the door, but it's probably the boss room. There is a chance it's the other way around. But it's more important to find a door first, rather than the boss thingy. As knowing the boss room's location does not actually help us find... Well, I guess it technically does somewhat, but... it doesn't directly help us find the door. Whereas finding the door directly helps us find the other thing. Okay. So going right only makes us able to go right. Going left gives us double path. Up on double path is likely not it. It's probably a dead end. Down from here seems likely. And then boss room probably to right. And the main reason for that is this area right here could easily branch down all the way over here. And just completely make this a dead end. So going up from here would be really pointless. But, oh, you know what? This could still be double dead end, too. If, like, that other path goes down. Because we don't know because we can't see it. I'm still going over here. And hoping that one down from here is not dead end. Because it's still more likely that the door is over here rather than to the right. Though it could still be to the right and, like, loop around. But it's more likely that it'd be over here due to the exceedingly higher amount of room in the leftward area. That 3 whole areas still need to go. I know, there goes the flawless run. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm pretty sure it's just double dead end. That might be the end of the flawless run. We'll find out in a second. Let's see. I still feel like there'd be something over there. But there is a good chance it's just double dead ends. Because we know up is almost guaranteed dead end, so down could also be. Okay, good. We're fine. Oh, hey, I told you! Up was dead ends. That we knew already. But yep, this could still be it. So we go over here, and then probably go left from there. How many rooms are we off at this point? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it really comes down to, do we think door would be over here or over to the left? And I'd probably say it's to the left. You're just probably going to go like boom, boom, boom and make like almost like a Z shape kind of thing. I don't know. We'll try our left when we have more torches tomorrow. So we don't know if this is actually a flawless run still, but we'll find out if we see door within 2 rooms or not. Or boss room in that intersection. But if nothing else, at least we did perfect first 2 section. And slowly but surely we'll get there. And it's not too bad a deal if we go in one dead end. It only wastes a couple torches. Ideally, you want to minimize that as much as possible, obviously. But it's not too big a deal if we hit several dead ends. It's realistic that you'll hit at least a few. Anyways, let's go to the faction event now. So that's the main event that we have going on today, as far as limited time only today. And of course, we covered a billion teams yesterday, and with that, we are going to be running this. It is a brown-green restriction, so you do have access to a Wayne quick kill. But we're going to go down the guard's avatar route, because why not? Requires a little bit more mana, but still get your job done. What am I looking for here? I'm looking for, not invasion. Though we will do the invasion, though not yet. Actually, invasion should be pretty quick. We only have like 6 fights to go to. Oh yeah, we still have the Legends Reborn thingy too. Well, we can't do any more with that until then. I just have to kill yellows. I'm not really trying to rush them down. We'll get to it when we get to it. Obviously, we'll passively kill yellows. You have 2 weeks to kill 300 yellow. You could ignore that completely and you'll have it done. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Especially during Vault event this weekend. Anyways, let me go paste in the team that we just had from over there. And just good standard guards avatar to Sir Quentin. And be good to go. Start getting into it. Let's see. Will our perfect run continue? Oh, it's funny, Lester. I've seen you make that joke a couple times, but that actually works perfectly for for this situation. Because we won't actually know until next stream if we're still on perfect run or not. Like, we could be or we couldn't be. We actually have no way of knowing until we see the door or lack of door. And even if it isn't the door path, it could still be the boss path. Oh, I won't know till tomorrow. It feels weird doing a Tuesday faction event. I know we just had a faction event last weekend, but I haven't done this for like half a month now. It's I don't know, Tuesday events are both a skippable and non-skippable event. They're skippable in the sense that way later on in the game, you kind of have enough Chaos Shards and everything else that you need. But they're not skippable in the sense that 2 orbs and a Vault Key honestly isn't that bad for loot. For how quickly you can generally get them done this late in the game. By just one-shotting everything with a Rowan, Guards Avatar, any of the other billion ways of doing so. It's also really good for class XP if you still need to level up classes. You can replace first slot with any hero class in the game and then get XP for it in this team. As well as Rowan build as well. Doesn't have to be this one. You can use the cheaper Rowan version and you can still put any hero class there. We need recap music for the next episode. We need to go get flashback music. Last time on this stream, we hit a double perfect dungeon or underspire. And we will find out today if we are still on the path, or if we have completely hit a dead end and wasted at least 5 torches in the process. I wonder if anyone has figured out a strategy to finding the merchant. Because even though you never actually want to find the merchant, knowing how to find the merchant can help you know where not to go. I'm not sure if there's any strategy that's been developed for that yet. Because from what I could tell, my merchants were pretty randomly placed. I didn't really see any kind of pattern with it. Though I didn't really have that many last week, so I didn't really have any good data for it. And I don't have a good view of my map on the first week where I found like almost all the merchants. But if we could figure out how to find the merchant, that would help us to not find the merchant. So we know where not to go. As knowing where not to go can help you to go where you need to go. Because so far we haven't found any merchants, which is a good thing. Every merchant you find is wasted torches. Except for the very first one, because it's guaranteed to always be there. But every merchant other than the very first one is a waste to find. This is basically just a dead end with a merchant at the end. That's hello, Emanator. Welcome, welcome. Alright, I'll throw that down. Oh, so we get a pretty good pet tomorrow, too. We get the goblin pet. Oh, so tomorrow we'll probably be able to gold farm a lot more as well. Prioritize that a little bit, since we don't have as much event stuff going on. Also, we'll be doing a midday stream tomorrow. Not for Gems of War, though we might do a midday stream. I don't know. We definitely need to midday stream Gems of War this weekend for Vault event. But I guess we'll do the gold farming at night rather than a midday. But I am doing midday for Old School RuneScape tomorrow. We haven't streamed that game in a couple of weeks. Still been slowly progressing in that game. Actually, it's kind of funny. We've actually hit the top 1% in that game by almost playing nearly AFK. I'm not sure how we managed to do it, but it has been done. Specifically for the hardcore Iron Man mode, which is basically just you can't trade other players. You're basically playing the MMO as a single player experience while only having one life. And so far, we have somehow not died. And we're the top 1% of people who have ever not died. Which is weird because barely even been playing. It just generally AFKs in the background. Like right now. It is currently mining some rocks and then turning those rocks into blood. Which feels like the same activity I was doing last time I mentioned it, though I have been doing other activities in the background. It just happens to be one of the better ones for streaming because you have to barely click ever. Actually, I think the best one for streaming would probably be doing like redwood logs. Because you click once literally every 5 minutes, and that's it. That's the whole experience. Click once every 5 minutes. Because they made an update to make it perfectly consistent. And I think you can sit on it for exactly 4 minutes and some amount of seconds. At 100% rate. Whereas before it was a variable. So now you literally only have to click like 12 times an hour. To fully play the game for some pieces of the game. It's literally just an idle game branded as an MMO. It is literally just an idle game. Let's see. What do we need here? Throw down explosion. Yep, give me that guard's avatar. What's our farming level and total level? Our total level is slightly over 2,000. It's 2,004. And farming level is 90, soon to be 91. I've been slacking on farming. But oddly enough, when I was on vacation, I did farming a lot more. Like, I hate gearing up to farm run in that game. If I'm doing something over the course of the day where I can check it like once every 2 hours, it works really well. And while I was away seeing family, that worked really well because sometimes we'll go out to eat and I'll check it after, or I'll go out to the pool or go for a walk and then I'll check it after and something like that. So it worked really good for like 2-hour intervals. But I feel like how I normally go about my day doesn't work too well for exactly like 2-hour intervals. Technically it's like an hour and a half, but yeah, I just hate re-gearing for farming. Like, I wouldn't be playing the game and then, like, ungear, go farm gear, and then unfarm gear and go back to other gear. It's just too many switching. I hate doing that. Like, if I'm going to be doing farming in that game, I'm literally just doing farming. Like, I'll do a farm run, put the game away for, like, 2 hours, do a farm run, do it again. Because farming in that game, unless you're doing, like, one of the few active methods, it's literally like one of those mobile games where you're just waiting for timers to trigger. That's literally farming in old school RuneScape. It's just a billion different timers that you're waiting for, and then you collect your resources. There's like so many mobile-esque like aspects in that MMO. It's so weird. Oh, so where's our Valraven? Have I been not paying attention and we already lost it? I hope not. Because we need a Valraven before we hit the other section. Oh wait, no we don't. Never mind. I forgot. I always think whenever it says 1, it's like, oh, that's the one for our current floor. But the sigil gets consumed as you go to the floor. So we actually still have a whole nother floor left. So yeah, we still have plenty of time to get the Valraven. You're actually guaranteed to get the Valraven when doing Tuesday faction events. It's one of the reasons why it's so much better compared to like Thursday class event, the Tuesday faction event. As you're always guaranteed to get the Valraven within the time frame. Well, I guess on Thursdays for the free battles, you're technically guaranteed to be able to reach tier 4. But one nice thing about the faction event on Tuesdays is spending 0 gems. You will always guarantee get enough Valravens to get full completion. It really just comes down to, do you get lucky enough on multipliers? And for this layout, I don't think we actually will. This is not a particularly good layout for multiplier order. Hello, 72 crowns. Welcome, welcome. What's the guild requirement for Guild War? For me, it's pretty much just participate. We used to have a score requirement, but then we kind of just stopped bothering. But just participating in all battles each day is the only real requirement we have for Guild War. And ideally be decent at it, but, you know, we don't really have any score requirement for Guild War. I think we have some people scoring under 40,000 sometimes. Because back in the day, we used to have like a 50,000 Guild War requirement, but we just completely removed any Guild War requirement other than participation. And technically getting tier 3 every single day at minimum. Or, you know, not every single day, but every single time. Getting at least tier 3 for the upgrades. Because we also used to... Back in the day, it used to be tier 5 requirement. And at least 50,000 points. But now we have basically no score requirement and at least tier 3. So you can do higher if you want. But that was back when we were, like, making number 1 Guild War in Bracket 1. Was when we had the way higher requirement. But now we're pretty chill with Guild War. Also because the rewards for it, unless you get back to Bracket 1, is just so low. Any other requirements other than the gold seals and trophies? Well, we pretty much have no trophy requirement. If you do the gold requirement, you're probably by default doing the trophy requirement. Your trophy requirement is so low. The only real hard requirement, I would say, is like the 2 million gold. And aside from that, just participate in all guild-related events. Like, for example, Invasion this week, you'd probably want to buy at least like tier 3, tier 4 or so to help out. Plus, you'd probably want to do that anyways, just to have, you know, the resources. I would say 2 million gold's the highest requirement we have. All of our other requirements are pretty low. Though I believe we have gotten a full guild again. Though, we will be looking for more eventually at some point again. But I believe Isabel did find someone for that last slot the other day. But we'll have another opening, I'm pretty sure, in the next upcoming weeks. Let's see. Are we full? We are... Yeah, we're full again. Though, we'll have a spot at some point again. Soon, TM. Anyways, let's go finish out this invasion. I mean, not invasion, wrong mode. Gosh, too many modes. There's too many names for modes in this game. If they keep adding modes at the rate they have been, in like 3 years from now, we're gonna have to talk about like the 12 events that are taking place on a given week. Honestly, we're almost already there. Because this weekend, we have Mythic, Vault Weekends, Thursday class events, Wednesday pet rescue, Tuesday faction events, so we're up to 5. Underspire, Invasion. What am I missing? What am I missing? Legends Reborn. What else? I'm up to 8. Did I forget anything else? I think I'm up to 8. What else did I forget? What else do we have this week? I'm up to 8. So we're not too far from getting away from a dozen per week. But unless I missed one, we're up to 8 this week. As far as different events that are taking place. Either for a day or across the entire thing. But yeah, soon we'll have like a dozen per week. We're almost there. We're getting there. We are slowly getting there. Come on, can we ever get a good starting board? Well, I guess we got our mana anyways. I always keep forgetting about those explodes. I always look at the starting board and be like, okay, this is what we have, and then it's like, oh, nope, explodes. That's the only bad thing about those explodes at start a battle. There's actually one downside to them, and that one downside is actually the current board state. You normally have, due to the traits triggering, a couple seconds to figure out what you want to do for your first move. But due to the explodes, you actually have basically 1 second, not even. Because normally during this time, you could figure out what you want to do. But because of all the explodes, you have like a second to figure out what you want to do, compared to the normal 3 seconds or so. It's normally all the time from right here until the explode is what you would have to figure out what your move is. But when it explodes, the only time you have is after the explode ends. You immediately have to go do your turn. So it cuts down your starting thinking by like 2 or 3 seconds. Because you have to look over the whole board within a very short duration of time, rather than the normal few seconds you would tend to have. Which is the only downside of Explode. But if it gives you full mana immediately, then obviously it's a huge upside. But it is sometimes a downside. Even though more often than not, it's an upside. Alright, one more floor, and then we'll go hand to the code. And then we'll go clear out everything else we need to go do. So we already did Underspire, but we still need to go do several other things. And then after all that, I want to go test one of the gold farming teams. Not for too long, but for enough to kind of get a gauge for it. If nothing else, actually, I want to maybe not test the rates tonight, but try to test actual team compositions tonight. And then we'll save trying to test the rates for like tomorrow and Thursday a little bit more. And spend tonight more so just trying to get some of the teams composed for gold farming. Some of the more standard ones, and then we can get into more creative ones. Oh, so they already have a skull there. I could just poke them. Just trying to get full mana, but a single skull poke would have also been enough. Alright, hopefully we don't need extra. This is not a particularly good place for multiplier order, but hopefully it's good enough. We'll find out. Catch you later, Chad. Thanks for stopping by. You just collected your final Clockwork Pony? Nice. Yeah, I still haven't bothered doing the yellow kills yet. I figured we'd do it passively over the week. I wasn't in a rush for them this week. Because of all the ones that we would realistically use, Bork is actually the most realistic one, and that one's time-gated anyways. I guess the other one that we would maybe use is Tesla. But I don't really have any immediate need to use Tesla. We don't need her for the faction event today. We don't need her for Weekend Vault event. So I figured I'd just wait until we have the natural yellow kills. Although it wouldn't take that long if we went out of our way. We could just probably Dust Devil Cinder Mirage or some other similar location for like 10 minutes and we'll have them all. But I figured we'd just get them all passively. Because it's kind of hard not to automatically get 300 yellow kills over the course of 2 weeks. You'd almost have to actively try not to hit that many. Better do like bare minimum daily every day. Like, generally, even after just a week, you're going to hit 300 of any kill count of any color. Just naturally through just doing anything. Because I think we're already at like 100 kill counts only second day in. And we haven't even tried killing a single yellow. Alright, one more battle. Moment of truth. Will we get enough points? My guess is on no. We're going to be 1,500 short. Yeah, I'm still saying 1,500 short. Let's see. I actually forget how many points you need by this point, though it also depends on what your multiplier is by this point as well. And sometimes you can get gypped that even if you don't have good multiplier order, sometimes you just get low multipliers across the entirety of the floor on your final floor. And that also makes the final room less, even with optimal order. Let's see, did we get enough? Moment of truth. No! Yeah, I knew it'd be some amount short. We're 400 short. Oh, I gotta spend the extra 30 gems. It's worth it, though. 30 gems for an orb is 100% worth it. If you could infinitely do that, you would definitely do it. Because there's a lot of good orbs to be had for only 30 gems. And there we go. That should already be enough points. There we go. Let's see. Was this orb worth it? It's this one right here. Was it worth the 30 gems? No. What's with me and oranges lately? We've been getting so many oranges. Unfortunate. Double orange, too. Ah, there we go. Oh, I don't have the metal set this week because there is no metal. I don't know. Do we need anything fancy for this weekend? I guess I'll set some cleanse metals. Just to have it. Oh, it's going to bother me. Yeah, well, you know what? Let me make this one my magic one. I'm going to make this one my cleanse metal one. It's going to bother me because I like my first one to be my magic one. And this one for the event one, and this one for whatever. There we go. It has been fixed. Alright, so let's go hand out a code. So we'd hand out a code right there. And you know what? We'll hand out one last Sharky code. This will be the last Sharky code we hand out for a while. We do still have some on reserve. But I'm going to try to keep them on reserve so that we have them for later. But yeah, this should be a Sharky code. And it'll likely be our last one that we hand out for a while, though. We'll have a few to hand out at some point in the future. Just randomly. To help some people get their shark. Anyways, let's go clear all the standard dailies. And I'll use Magnesia. It's the only thing I still use her for, so... we'll keep using it for such. It's not like it's that slow. Obviously, it's still just as good as it was before. It's just there's other options now, like Diamantina. It's not like this team got any worse. It's just some other teams have gotten better. Well, I'll still run it as it's the only thing we could realistically run it for these days. Because for other things, it's like way better running Diamantina, like the pet battles and such. Whereas honestly, it's about the same speed as Diamantina for the most part for these battles. And I'm prone for the code. Also, hello, Ram. Welcome, welcome. Does anyone know if you can enter and leave PvP battles till you get a pet gnome? No. Though you used to be able to. Though they fixed it. But yeah, you can't exploit it like that anymore. There was a point in the game where you could. But they have fixed it, so no. There was actually a lot of funny issues with pets in the past. One of the most broken ones that ever existed is back in the day. You could actually, when you were about to get a gnome for your next fight, like basically, it was actually predetermined if you would or would not get a gnome for your next fight. And if you just kept retreating from a gnome battle, you could actually re-roll what gnome you were getting at one point. And it was around the time when Glory Gnome existed. So a lot of people would re-roll into Glory Gnome, because Glory Gnome is just the best overall consistent gnome for loot. Or at least based on what there was at the time anyways. So you would just keep re-rolling every single time that you didn't see a Glory Gnome. Like anytime you saw a gnome but it wasn't Glory, you would just keep re-rolling until you got a Glory Gnome. But no, they have fixed it so you can't just keep retreating from a fight and doing it. Or any other exploit to force them. It's based on battle completions now. And when it's going to queue up a gnome and you run away from it, it just deletes the gnome. It doesn't keep queuing up another one. So yeah, they pretty much removed every exploit from it. The best way to get any gnome is just to win battles quicker. It's one of the reasons why when we run Vault events, we try to win with Dust Devil Quick Kill, or Rowan Quick Kill, or anything like that at a low range. Because the only thing that matters is how quickly you cycle through battles and nothing else these days. There's no other way to really cheese it, other than just winning as quick as possible in the weakest battles. Oh, so I'm still using, what's his name for this team? I'm not sure how I like this exact format of team. I've still been using it, though. I've been using this for, like, the last week or so. Yet, I'm not the biggest fan of it. I am a fan of the new Mythic. I'm just not a fan of this exact composition for the Mythic. Oh, goodbye, Thrall. That's one of the reasons. Also, there's his 100% always extra turn rate coming through. Gotta love it. Let's see. We'll take that one over. Now let's watch that extra turn hit again. Magnificent. Grab our mana. Take the insta-kill again. At some point he'll learn what an extra turn is. I'm sure of it. Just give him like 20 casts. He's eventually going to hit one. Wow, we almost lost that fight. He had 69 HP left. Come on, Thrall. Give us some starting mana. There we go. Hey, he actually extra turned. Wow. He actually did it. He did the thing. Like, when he does, it's like night and day. The comparison of him extra turning and not extra turning. Like, the amount of value difference is insane. Luckily, the AI does not want to take these extra turns for some reason. Which is being very helpful for us to take it for ourselves. See, now why can't he always do that? Look at that. Triple insta-kill. There we go. Look how much quicker that was. And that is match. Alright, let's claim our redeem code. And of course, we did remember the shark this time. And not the non-shark codes. Oh, yeah, I think that's every standard daily, right? Oh no, I still didn't do... well, it's technically not daily, I guess. But the only thing we haven't done is the invasion. Let's go help our guild out with that. Slowly but surely, we are working towards our shiny keys. We can end up getting 7 this week. 1 from tier 10, which we already got. 2 from tier 13. Or stage 13, I should say. And then 4 from stage 16. For a total of 7. Plus 5 for the new guy. Which is probably the most relevant thing out of any of these, to be honest. Just because this new guy's actually pretty good. The one other 2 pretty interesting things here is guarantee pet orb and a random major orb, just as bonus loot. Because before you would only get 1 major orb from events like this, but now you get 2. Assuming your guild does all of them. Anyways, let's go to our battles. Yeah, we're still running with this Slug Hoarder Truffle, though it is better with double Slug Hoarder. I just didn't bother getting a second one yet. I might. Probably should, to be honest. Especially because some of the gold farming teams might actually utilize 2. But currently we're still running with the 1. Norbert's turn, I've been flaming on you. And it does what it needs to do. His mana is too expensive for the spell, what? The new Catharix guy or someone else? Because I don't think it's too expensive, the new Catharix guy. If anything, I'm kind of surprised they made it 32 instead of 30. Because when he actually does land mana, he, like, guarantee pretty much gets it all back. Due to his slightly lower cost. Alright, we should be able to get 1 Valraven either on this fight or next fight. There it is. Not sure why I did that on you first, because we were definitely overkilling you with that first. Why does it not let me click his ability? There we go. And then we Norbert turn up you down. And I was hoping for a skull, but casting his ability works too. Will you be opening your shiny keys as you get them or hoarding them? This week I am gonna open them all and probably cover a brief video once we do have all 7, just opening them and just explaining some stuff with them. But I think going forward, I will not be opening them. I will this week just because it's the first week we ever had shiny keys and there's some things I wanted to explain with them in a short little video thingy. So people can reference it later. But otherwise, I don't plan on actually spending any. I will this week, but I don't plan on for a very long time after this week. Kind of like what we did with shiny keys, where I opened like the first few we ever had, and then I hoarded like 500 more until I opened my next one. It's gonna kind of be the same case for the most part, where we're gonna open every shiny key this week, and then you probably won't see me open another one until 2024, at the earliest, probably. That is the game plan. That's why to do that. Oh, then again, I guess it wouldn't matter. I was gonna be like, why did I cast my extra turn ability first? But then or why didn't I? But then I realized, wait, all of them are extra turn abilities? So it didn't actually matter what order I did for the most part. Because I was thinking I should have casted the extra turn ability first, and then quickly realized they all are the extra turn ability. So order doesn't matter too much here. Because they're all pretty much doing the same thing. Just in different order. I don't have the damage to kill you. Now we do. And we got a second Valraven too, nice. I don't think we're gonna get a third, but you never know. It sneak its way in there. Nice, extra turn skull. Come on, I'm trying for it. Yes, we got it. I wanted to do it because it'd be a little bit quicker than getting our mana back. We had 2 different chances for skulls, so figured we'd try it, and we got it. 2 out of 3 chance. Oh, assuming a skull would actually fall. It's not actually a 2 out of 3 chance. Because first you need a skull to fall in that area, which is like a less than 1 in 7, because skulls are actually not weighted evenly. I think it's like a 11-ish% chance or so, or 10% that you get a skull from Sky. Even though there's 7 gems, Skull's weight is slightly lower than the other colors, even with no Storm active. And even lower when there is a Storm active. Someone posted all the rates a long while back. I'm not sure if they're still correct, based on that post from ages back. I don't remember what they are off the top of my head. Oh, I should have done it the other way around. Why did I do it that way? I guess so I could truffle both of them at once. There we go. So I guess it worked out. Worked out to actually be quicker that way. So many one-shots. Everything's just hitting the floor. And let's match, do that, throw a skull. Not sure why I did it the other way around, but it was definitely way more than enough damage, so we're good to go. And there we go, more progress. And now we just gotta wait for the rest of the guild to do some more. Oh, we still got some zeros. We need some points. Get those battles in there. And what are we? We're tier 3, I think? Tier 4? We're tier 4. I'm still considering getting that tier 5 just so I have a spare copy of him early. Plus we get the emoji pack, which saves us 50 gems, so technically it's only 300 gems for this. And it's basically spending 300 gems to have a second copy of him. Which is a little expensive, but there's some stuff I kind of want to test with double him. So you know what? We might click it right now. We're going to click it right now. I really shouldn't, but I want the extra copy now. So we're going to. Definitely not buying the next tier. No point in doing that. But now we can do double him teams. And since we did that, well, I guess we'll do a little bit more invasion. We got the battles, we're already here, might as well. And then we'll go mess with some gold farm compositions with them now that we can run 2 of them. Speaking of which, I should probably go set my team so I can actually run 2. Because I can replace the turnip now with, or not turnip, the truffle now with the second guy. Which will make it so we can just go for the double insta-kill there. So let me go do that right now so we can actually start utilizing some of the value we just gained. So I need a second slug quarter. Because before we only had 1, now we have 5. Or technically 6. Oh, I have another Valraven. Look at that. Alright, I'll move that guy over. Cast that spell. Get our mana going. Nice. Now we just go for insta-kill. Look at this. And then boom. So much quicker. Help us save some time on invasions. That's not the main reason we got it, though. Main reason we got it was for the good old double him team that we'll be able to run later. And 2 of them is definitely going to be pretty viable. It's pretty much been the first time where the primary damage source on a gold team is usable beyond one copy. Because in the past, the best gold damaging weapons were all hero weapons. Skeleton Key, pistol, stuff like that. Or not pistol, what is it called? It was like a double gun thing that was blue only. I can't remember its name. The pistol was also gold boost ratio, but it wasn't the main killing one. But whatever the other one was called. But those things, they're all hero weapons, so you can only ever have one on your team. This guy's not a hero, so you can actually double him up. Or even triple him up, though. I'm pretty sure you'd only ever double him or single him. Which allows for a lot more flexibility with what you can do with it. After we finish out these battles, we'll go mess with a gold team or two. And then tomorrow night and Thursday night, we're going to bring up a timer and then actually time some of the gold farming teams and see what kind of rates we can end up getting. Because based on our VIP level, we should be right in the middle of gold rates. Compared to the people that have like max VIP or no VIP bonus. This is one weird thing whenever going over gold farming teams is there's like a 200% disparity in gold rate based on 0 VIP and 20 VIP level. Because I think we're getting, what, 100% extra? Where are we these days? That reminds me, I still haven't bought in the season pass. Where even are we right now? Let's see. Oh, we're actually only at 50%. I don't have the 100% bonus yet. I would need VIP 10 for it. Which I think is what, like $100 more spent? I'm not sure what that is. We'll get there eventually, obviously. But yeah, all the way at max is 200% bonus. Particularly at 19, it's 200% bonus. We're currently at 50%. And if we got it one more, we'd actually have 100%. Which who knows, maybe we'll actually run gold farming teams a little bit more once we have the 100% bonus. And of course, you also get bonuses from your armor and everything. So we're at a 155. But compared to someone who's at 0 VIP, they would have 105%. And someone at max VIP would have a 305%. Or specifically VIP 19 or higher. Would be at 305. So we're right in the middle, kind of. Around there. Anyways. Okay. So, let's go finish out this thing, and then we'll go mess with the gold team. See if we can get a couple composed. Well, since we got these extra sigils, might as well go use them. 'Cause I want those shiny keys. Though we're easily going to reach it by the end of the week. I just want to have a reason to not need to do my other battles by the time we get to Vault Weekend. So we'll throw down a little extra now as well. Yeah, VIP bonuses are pretty bad in this game, but to a degree, I kind of prefer it that way. Because it'd be kind of bad if they made it so it felt like you had to get, like, VIP 10 or something. Because they already did that kind of in the past with VIP 5 and 6. And I think 3 gives you some kind of big benefit. I think 3 is auto-scouting, which honestly is, like, almost required. Like, having auto-scouting compared to not having auto-scouting is, like, insanely good quality of life. And it's like a quality of life feature that was basically hidden behind a paywall. I think it's only like $40, but still. People playing 100% free-to-play don't have auto-scouting, which would get really annoying over time. You can still spend gold to do it, but there's 2 issues with that. One is you have to spend a little bit of gold, but the bigger issue is it doesn't immediately scout for you. So you have to waste like 3 seconds to figure out what the enemy team is, whereas normally you would have that info immediately. But yeah, Tier 3 has the most broken one of auto-scouting. VIP 5, I believe, is VIP keys, which aren't that useful these days, but they're still the best gem to mythic rate. If the only thing you cared about was getting mythics out of your gems, it has the best rate of converting gems into mythics. So that's still relevant to some degree, though I don't feel like you use it that often. There's just so many ways to get just generic keys that you don't really need it that much these days compared to in the past. Because back in the day when VIP keys were a thing, gems were a lot more prevalent compared to resources that had gem value, whereas now they give you less gems specifically, but more things that make up for that gem value to be like equivalent gem value, but not as many specifically gems. So VIP keys became a lot less valuable in that sense, and they even buffed them at one point because of that. Though even then, they're still not even as valuable just because there's specific things you generally want to be spending gems on. And keys, other than very early on in the game, are generally not one of them. There's so many events to be spending them on, obviously Underspire being the most recent one, but just already existing events that always want your gems a little bit here and there. And normally you want to be spending them on them instead of keys. So VIP keys just not as good as they used to be, even though they're better than they've ever been in the history of the game, as far as the value that you get for them. But you just get, you basically just have to use your gems in other locations. So there's very few opportunities to really ever open them. Unless you're making like the final push for like mythics or something. But even then, event keys are almost better. Because if you only need like 10 mythics, you don't want to be opening like a ton of VIP keys. You want to be opening event keys on the given week or throw diamonds on them. So at that point, you don't even need them. They're only particularly good in like mid game or so, when you need like just a huge chunk of just various mythics. What is auto scouting? Auto scouting allows you to see the enemy team immediately. This is only really relevant in PvP and Guild War, I would say, for the most part. But essentially, if I go to PvP right now, and I go look at my enemy, I can see what their team is. It is Essence of Evil, Thrall, Zolgoth, and Catharix. If you do not have VIP 3, you'd have to spend like 50 gold in order to see what their team is. You would still see this, that one of their troops is Thrall, but you would not see this team right here. You would have to click a button, it would then load for like a second or two to load in their team, and it would cost like 50 gold and have to load for like a second or two. You wouldn't just immediately be able to see it. You would have to click a button and then you'd be able to see it. That's basically what auto scouting does. It's particularly only really good for Guild War and PvP for the most part, as in Underworld and quite a few other locations. I'm not even sure if you do need to scout there or not, if this does automatically. But it's really only used in PvP and Guild War. Which obviously those two modes aren't particularly relevant these days, but that's still convenient to have. It's definitely not as big a deal these days as it was in the past, when PvP was like the way to gain gold. Which these days, generally farming Explore 12 is the way to gain gold, or using this new gold team. Speaking of which, let's go mess with the team. Not sure how far we are in Invasion now, but let's just go and start messing with it. So I don't need these teams anymore. Let me go start replacing them out. So let's call this guy Gold 1. Okay, so first team I want to go test. Let's go bring out Cedric, obviously. Also, let me go clear that. That was for the video. Okay, Cedric. Cedric. I might want to go the Egg Thief method. Actually, I would think oops, that's not how you spell egg. Oops, that's not... There we go. I'm going to try the Egg Thief method, which I haven't done in a very, very long time. But it's Slug Hoarder, Egg Thief, double Cedric. In that order. Because Cedric actually still applies his bonus even when he dies. He does that starter battle. So it doesn't actually matter if he dies. We do the banner into green. Actually, red, green, green, red, red, green. I guess red, green because you want to get Egg Thief first. Minus yellow technically doesn't matter. Though if we could minus something we don't use, that's better. And here class doesn't matter. Okay, that's the team. So let's go test this in Explore 12. Let's just do it in a Sword's Edge, I guess. Alright, let's go see what this can do. This is mostly just going to be testing teams right now. We're going to be testing the gold rates, but just to kind of see what we can get going. So the main premise of this team, as well as any Egg Thief team that's set up in a similar way, is your whole goal is to spam Egg Thief over and over and over again until you have basically infinite gold. That's the whole plan. You just keep clicking this button. It'll take you a little while, but just keep clicking that button until you're up into kill range. And now when you're in kill range, you click the kill button, then you get all your mana back. Then you click the kill button, then you get all your mana back. And yeah, you know the drill at this point. Oh no, we didn't get mana. You know what? I should probably put the Egg Thief in front of him because they both use green. The last time we had a gold-related thing, it didn't block her at all because it was blue or brown. We actually want to have it that way. Yeah, that's the whole premise of this team. Keep spamming Egg Thief. Once you're in one-shot range, start casting him every single time. And rinse and repeat until you have won the battle. It is the entire strategy. So we do that, get our mana. Ideally it'd be full, so we have to take a little extra turn there. Keep doing this until it's in one-shot range, which in this battle looks like we need to get... How much gold would we need? We would need about 250-ish gold. So we want to throw some preemptively, which we could for that little bit of gold. How much gold are you doing? 10 per cast? I guess we could double tap and then do that. Would make sense. Just go for like an initial double tap. And then start throwing for the one-shots. Nothing's just going to die naturally to our destroy, or not if you're going to gain durability like that. But yeah, I think what we want to actually do is throw a double tap first to get our gold rolling a little bit quicker, because I kind of forgot he also gives you 10 gold. Which we're actually going to be able to utilize here to get a little bit of extra gold here. Would the max gold per battle be higher in a delve after defeating Cedric? Yes. You do get a lot more gold that way. But you only get a set amount of them that you can do per day. Whereas this you can do infinitely, as many times as you want per day. Which is one of the whole main reasons for gold farming teams like this. Because yes, doing a similar strategy, or really any strategy when you get a Cedric and maxing out your gold, is a lot more gold, because you by default hit like 500% even with no Cedric on your team. However, you can only do a limited number per day. You can't do it infinitely like you can in Explorer. Alright, that's definitely the strategy. You want to double tap initially. And then go for single, single, single. And that gets you to max gold quicker. But yeah, honestly, this seems pretty good. I guess we move on to the next team now. Obviously, we'll need to see what its rate is by testing it for some amount of time. But, yeah, it's what I remember from an old gold farming team. Which is instead of Skeleton Key, you're now running, oh gosh, I keep forgetting his name. Slug Hoarder. It's the same premise, it's just you're running Slug Hoarder instead of, Skeleton Key. But otherwise, it's the same exact thing. And it feels like it's taking like, what, 40 seconds per battle? Let's see. Yeah, it was like 45. Whole cycle, probably a minute. Oh, let me see. How many gold are we actually getting per fight? I didn't actually bother checking that. Let's see. Take our mana. Get our mana. Get our mana. The only problem with Egg Thief is she's a little bad initially. Once it gets rolling, you're good to go. Problem is getting a rolling's variable sometimes. Can be a little variable. Oh, 1 HP. Likely we have Destroy, so it doesn't really matter. Even if that one lives, you can still get the random skull, ideally. Or even just a chip damage from Destroys can be enough. Yeah, it looks like it's taking like 45 seconds per fight. Probably almost a minute per cycle. Oh, I keep forgetting to check the gold, though! Let's see. Yeah, I wanted to go check how much gold we're getting. I meant to that battle and then completely forgot again somehow. Because that's really important to know. Though, of course, it's dependent on your VIP bonus and everything. Like, this number could be different for everyone. Oops, why did I do it on you instead of him? I have no clue why I clicked that. No, I just wasted a whole extra cast. Should cast it on the other one. Well, if nothing else, he'll still die to Skull, so I guess it didn't really matter. Bit of a weird order to do it in, though, but it came out to be the same thing. Alright, how much gold do we get? It is 8,264. So let's take worst case scenario. Each battle takes 1 minute. Though it can be a little bit shorter, but let's say it takes a minute. Let's just take that number. 8,264 times that by 60. And we can already get the guesstimation of... That is about 500,000 per hour. There we go! Old gold farming meta. This exact VIP bonus back with Skeleton Key did 500,000 per hour. The math that we did in worst case scenario is 5,000 per hour. Well, technically 495,000, but you know, it's going to be slightly quicker than 1 per minute. We're doing like 1 every 45 seconds, counting in between time like 1 every 50 seconds. Maybe 55 seconds. But, yeah, it's definitely at least 500,000 per hour. Which is exactly what Skeleton Key was back in the day. Back at its peak. So, yeah, pretty nice. And obviously that's variable based on your VIP bonus. And I believe I had the same VIP bonus back then, right? I would have. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because you get it all the way at VIP 6. So I would have had the same VIP bonus back then that I have now. So yeah, that's literally just Skeleton Key meta rate. Back when it was the way to do it. So that's pretty cool. The exact Skeleton Key team that was at one point the best gold farm rate in the game. That team right there is the exact same rate. Let's see if we can get it quicker. Let's see. Let's go mess with another one. This is called Gold 2 for now until we get proper names for them. This one I actually want to do something a little bit different. We haven't been able to do this in the past. I want to use 2 of him, which is the whole reason why we bought more than 1. I want to use 2 with like, I'm not sure, like Thrall? Or, I don't know, how are we going to get the initial gold? I kind of want to do a Leprechaun, but then he's not going to get his mana back, which is concerning. I'm not sure I want to order this. We could do it with... 8KU. How high is your VIP bonus? Because, yeah, I believe with max gold, how much would you be getting there? You'd be getting, wow, you'd actually be getting almost a double of the extra thing. So you'd be getting almost 12,000 or 13,000, wouldn't you? You would get like 12 or 13,000 for the fight we just did. Because you'd be getting 150% extra, which is one whole extra section. So we have 100%, then a 155, then the other 150. I'm getting the 155 plus the base 100, so I'm getting 255%. Max VIP would be getting not 255, but rather 405%. So if we take our current number, that means you would be getting, yeah, about 11,000. Yeah, 11,500, there you go. But yeah, you'd be getting around 11,000 something. Because you'd be getting 100 and... Because basically there's the base gold of 100%, we're getting that. We're getting 155% more than that. And you'd be getting another 150% onto that. But yeah, so yeah. A little under 12,000 sounds correct. Which is the max you can get if you had VIP 19, which obviously most people don't have. But some people do. Anyways, let's see. What do I even need here? I'm not sure I want to do this. I kind of want to do Greed to get max gold immediately. But then we're going to have clunky mana accumulation. I almost want to run no Cedric. But the problem with no Cedric is his damage is kind of low. We could do Leprechaun with Cedric, but then we're not getting the gold immediately. Oh no, I guess we do that. Let's do Leprechaun Cedric. The problem with Leprechaun, it only gives you 20 gold instead of max, but obviously it mana accumulates. The other problem with this team is we're about to use, actually, you know what? We're going to do something weird. I'm going to run Leprechaun lead. As much as I don't want to. We're going to do it like that. Banner does need to change. We need it set to green, blue. Plus 2 green, plus 1 blue, minus 1 something we don't need. Also, did I ever bother changing the banner for the other guy? Oh, yeah, plus 2 red, plus 1 green, that's correct. Alright, let's go see what this one can do now. This one could be for lower Explorer, potentially. Like, the one I ended up mentioning during the Monday video was probably for Explorer 10-ish or so. Which I'm not sure what the gold rate would come out to. That's why we need to go test the actual rates. Like, its speed would be quicker, but obviously it's not gaining as much gold per fight. Which is a factor. I was doing that so you would gain full mana. You specifically did not gain full mana. Alright, the big issue I can see with this team is how on earth are we getting mana? Because Leprechaun doesn't really cut it as the only mana accumulator. Especially when he's blocking on green. It's just a little clunky at times. Oh no, it looks like it's gonna get the job done. We do that. We do that. We go for... Wait, how did that not kill you? We do that. I can't even charm kill him. There we go. Oh no, I wanted to see what the time was and accidentally minimized the thing. Or not minimized, but made the screen weirder. Yeah, I'm not sure that's worth it. It doesn't feel worth it. I'm trying to think how we can do it with 2. I guess if you do it on a lower rarity thing. What if we just went, got rid of that. Keep Cedric. Yeah, Cedric for the charm for some damage pressure could work. I almost want an Egg Thief. The problem with Egg Thief initially is it's kind of bad. But same premise as before, but double him up. Thrall for the win. I am tempted, but I need the gold. Because him with no gold is basically just an extra turn goblin. Let's see. Though he does technically give his own gold. Well, you know what? Yeah, he does. You know what? Let's just go Thrall. Yeah, he does provide his own gold. Let's just do him with his own gold and see if that's enough. We'll go like Thrall or something. Or Marilith or something similar. We'll go Thrall. So obviously we want double purple. Like a double purple green or something. Plus 2 purple, plus 1 green. That one. Yeah, let's go see what we could do. Because he does provide gold for himself. Scouting he did, I believe, as well. He did like 10 gold per cast, and so does this. But he auto extra turns on like Skeleton Key that didn't have auto extra turn, which is a nice benefit. So basically the whole premise is just keep chipping. And eventually we just get up to one-shot range. But slowly but surely we just keep chip, chip, chip. And eventually we get up to one-shot range. And just chip, chip, chip. And then we go for the one cast, and then dead. And that was quicker. Oh wait, he didn't die yet. 1 HP! That technically was quicker. That's an outlier. 1 HP, what are you doing? But, that's funny. Oh wait, how much gold is that for the fight? Our other one had double Cedric, right? So if this is only winning like 5 seconds quicker, but we have 1 whole less Cedric, I don't think that's worth it. I think our first team was, the best one. And it actually uses the old meta of the Egg Thief team back in the day. Just using him instead of Skeleton Key. That really old meta team. That still could still be ran to this day. It's just not as good as it was at its peak. Also, I would love if I got Thrall. Could Thrall get mana sometime today? There we go. Wow. That took forever. It took absolutely forever to get Thrall mana. That's Thrall for you. Also, I just realized booty gems are actually kind of convenient this season with this guy, aren't they? Because he actually needs gold. So sometimes we'll be able to get some value from that. I would love if he could ever get mana, though. He really has not been wanting to get mana this battle. But yeah, I'm not as big of a fan as of this. Like, it does work. But, it's not working enough. Hello, Stode! Welcome, welcome. I don't know, I think this is just gonna be the team. This is the old Egg Thief meta. Hey, we finally get to use Egg Thief again. It's been a while. But honestly, I think this is the way I want to go. We'll probably still test a few others. But I'm pretty sure this is just gonna be the way to run it. Does anyone else have any other suggestion that might be quicker than this? Because otherwise, I think we're just mostly sending this one. Is what will likely be the best team for it. It's the old best team, just with this guy instead of Skeleton Key. This was the exact team ran like 5 years ago, back when Skeleton Key was relevant. I would love if he didn't drain exactly 2 mana from me. What is that ability? I needed that mana. What a weird drain. Gosh, we're getting oh, it was the 2 drain from the gem. No, who's even creating that? 3 spirit gems per cast. Oh, we need to never come back to this place ever again. Spirit gems are so annoying. Yeah, we need to make sure to never explore in any location that has spirit gems. That is such an annoying mechanic. It only does it when it casts, but once it starts casting, it's just going to keep doing it because it feeds mana back into itself. I gotta remove the barrier before we remove the other thing. Gosh, spirit gems are getting in the way of our progress. Luckily, the barrier means nothing since you can just instantly destroy them off. But yeah, this is definitely my favorite so far. 100% for sure. But I don't know. Tomorrow and Thursday, we'll test actual rates. We'll get up a timer, see how many battles we can get in X amount of time. Probably test it for like 15 to 30 minutes per team. Maybe just 15 minutes, because we still get a pretty good idea at the 15-minute mark. Almost like a little mini Palooza in a sense. Just test it for like a 15-minute interval and to see what we end up getting from it. Multiplying it out to an hour. And test that for a couple different teams. But I'm feeling like this will be the one. I'm pretty confident with this. But we can also test lower Explore. The one I showed on Monday, I want to test on Explore 10 or so, whatever it can one-shot up to. And see if it might get a better rate that way. You get less gold per Explore, but it could win quicker potentially, so... And we'll take it this one last battle. Would it be okay to share a variant you made? Sure, feel free. Well, hello, Andrew. Welcome, welcome. Let's see. What do we need here? Do I smoke the devil's lettuce? No, I don't do any drugs. Never have, never will. I don't do any drugs, I don't drink, don't do anything like that. So why did I click you? Why do I keep clicking like the weirdest option? Well, since I am doing a weird order, I might as well kill the summoner first. I meant to just do it from top to bottom, but there we go. Alright. Not bad. I got a little guard medal there. We still do get the Explore 12 medals too, which is kind of nice. It's obviously slower than quick kill teams, but you're doing it for the extra gold. Is the whole main premise there. Anyways, anyone else with any other questions? Anything you want me to go over? I know Andrew's posting his team real quick, so we'll see what that one is. But otherwise, we will be back tomorrow, same time as always, hour and a half prior to now tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tomorrow and Thursday we'll be actually timing them and seeing what kind of times we can end up getting. Probably mostly tomorrow. Because Thursday we probably want to make sure we finish up every single event before the weekend. We got Vault event weekend, so we want to make sure we have all of our battles in and good to go, so we can end up doing it from there and not need to worry about it on the weekends. All right, let me go copy paste this thing real quick and see what this team is. Let's see. All right, copy. Let's see. Troops. We'll put over this Underspire team because we don't need that for anything. That's the one I'm using, right? Yeah, this is the one I'm actively using. It is Cedric, Moneylender. Oh, I almost forgot about Moneylender. He creates a billion red while giving you a bunch of things based on gold. And he doesn't need that much gold to get running. I like Sapphire Ring. Interesting. Explodes a bunch. I feel like an extra turn weapon. Is there currently an extra turn weapon that's red? It's just a little bit weird to be using Moneylender only for Ring. Like, you could for Egg Thief, like Moneylender Egg Thief. Like, I don't feel like you need Hero on this team. Because you could just run Egg Thief there and you'd get better value than Ice Sapphire. But you can still run that same team. Cedric, Egg Thief, Moneylender, Slug Hoarder. Something along those lines. Because Egg Thief is the same color. And 2 lower mana costs, and way more mana accumulation. And I don't think you're really using this for much, other than the 50% mana start. Like, obviously, Egg Thief doesn't have that, but you can get 20%, which isn't too bad. And it's starting at 20%, it's almost the same mana as that thing starting at 50. Because that thing needs 7, and she needs, 9. So a little bit harder to get her first cast, but she gives a lot more mana per cast. But yeah, that same premise the team can end up working, though. And you just keep casting Moneylender. I'm trying to think, do we have any other red-gold troop? Like a red troop that uses gold really well. What's that one, goblin's name? Not goblin. That one ogre. I can't remember that ogre's name. Though, they did end up buffing him, but they didn't buff him enough to be viable. Yeah, there's not really a good red golder. Unfortunately. I believe you gain, all your mana back based on gold. But you don't auto extra turn, though, is the problem. You only gain all your mana back. I guess we could use it for chip damage. As I'm trying to think, like, with Moneylender, what we could end up structuring around. Because obviously you'd want to feed Moneylender into Egg Thief. But the problem is our main damage source isn't red. Because the guy's green-blue. Because you could do, like, Egg Thief plus her plus, like, the other thing. But then you don't really have room for Cedric. Scurvy Sea Dog? Oh yeah, you could technically use Scurvy. He does give a decent amount of gold. He does convert to blue. He does deny your green, though. But he's converting it to the other color you need, because he uses green-blue. So he's denying the green, but he's giving you blue, so it kind of works out. Kind of doesn't. But he gives you a lot of gold. It's like half your amount of gold. It's like an in-between Leprechaun and Greed, where you're still getting some mana, but you're getting slightly more gold. Interesting. But then, well, how would you fit it on your team then? The problem with a lot of teams is you only have 4 slots. And it's hard when you already are forced to have to use 2, because you have to use at least 1 Cedric. You have to use a Slug Hoarder, so that's half your team already. So you have 2 that you can replace with something else. And one of them has to be a mana accumulator. So you really only have 1 room to really do anything with. which is always the most confusing part with building a gold team, because you only really have one flexible spot. Because you have to run Cedric, you have to run your main damage source, you have to run a mana accumulator. That mana accumulator can be different, I guess. But there's only a few it could really be. And then you have one flex spot that could be basically anything. And that's how most gold farm teams are built. But I don't know, we'll mess with it more tomorrow. We'll see what we can build, test a couple teams, see what their actual rates come out to by testing them for a decent amount of time, or at least some chunk of time. And we'll go from there. And aside from that, we'll also do all the standard dailies and everything. But anyways, guys, I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week. We'll be back tomorrow, same time as always, hour and a half prior to now tomorrow. Is there a Vault event this weekend? Yes, Stowe, there is indeed a Vault event this weekend. That's why we're trying to get all the events done before the end of this Thursday. Also why we bought a little bit more into those tiers and Invasion. Also because I want 2 of the copies of him, and I only had 1 earlier. But, yeah, I want to make sure we hopefully get all this done by then. Oh, we still have a sigil left. Well, we'll do it tomorrow. But anyways, guys, I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, Vault event weekends are really good. Definitely highly advise farming for them. And, yeah, we'll be able to this weekend. And, not sure if we'll be doing any mid-game streams for it. Well, might try to throw one of them in there. Or if I gotta put a good chunk into it and see what we can get. And, you know what? We still have a lot of Vault keys on reserve, too. We're still sitting on 292. Maybe that's one other thing we'll go do, over the next, couple days. Maybe we'll just open a bunch of them. Or who knows? As long as we get to a solid number. I want to get it to at least, like, 200. Just so we have a nice solid number to go by. We don't have to go necessarily all the way to 0, but I want it to be at a nice, easy-to-remember number that we can easily do math off of. Just so we always know how many Vault keys we have. But anyways, guys, thanks for stopping by. Enjoy your week. Best of luck with everything. Best of luck with the Vault weekend coming up. And I'll catch you guys soon. Goodbye, everyone. And thanks for watching.